You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network. I'm Nicholas Callis. These are your game recaps, standing updates, and league leaders from Thursday, September the 3rd, 2020. The White Sox and Rays played each other. Final score of this game 6-2. The Rays ended up winning this one. The White Sox did score first. They scored in the second inning. Then the Rays put up 2 runs, and they never relinquished the lead after that point. The White Sox did not score more than 1 run in any given inning. They got a run in the second inning toward the beginning of the game, and then scored a run in the 8th toward the later part of the game. The Rays put up 2 in the second and 1 in the third inning. They had a 3-1 lead up until the 8th, and the score was 3-2 when the White Sox scored the top half of the inning, but then the Rays scored 3 in the bottom of the 8th inning to carry the game away. The Rays got 6 runs on 8 hits. The White Sox got 2 runs on 4 hits. Ryan Yarbrough got the win, his 12th of the year. Michael Kopech got the loss, and Diego Castillo now has 3 saves on the season. The Tigers and Blue Jays played each other. Close game, 2-1 was the final score. Neither team scored more than 1 run in any given inning. The Tigers scored first. They got a run in the 4th inning. And the Blue Jays scored 1 in the 5th to tie it. They scored 1 in the 7th to take the lead, and they did not give up the lead, yielding the win and yielding the final score of 2-1. Hyun-Jin Ryu got the win, his 15th of the season. Michael Fulmer got the loss, his 6th, and Ken Giles now at 38 saves. The Indians and Twins played each other. This is an AL Central matchup. Close game. 4-3 was the final. The Twins came out on top. The Twins scored all 4 of their runs before the Indians scored their first. The Twins got 1 in the first inning, 1 in the second, and 2 in the 4th. The Indians first scored in the 6th inning when they put up 2 runs. Then they scored 1 in the 8th inning, but they couldn't score that 4th run to tie up the game. They ended up losing. Jose Barrios got his 14th win of the year. Mike Clevenger got the loss. And Tyler Duffy is now at 20 saves on the year. The Braves and Nationals played each other in an NL East matchup. 4-3 was the final score of this game. The Braves lost, but they doubled the Nationals' hit total. The Braves out-hit the Nationals 10-5. The Nats took the lead in the 4th inning. It was a 3-2 game when the Nationals put up 3 runs. Each team scored a run in the 6th inning. That made it 4-3, and neither team scored after that, yielding the final. Nate Pearson, still undefeated on the year. He's 4-0. Max Fried got the loss, and Sean Doolittle now has 39 saves on the season. Interleague play here between the Marlins and the Astros. Final score of this game 5-2. The Marlins ended up winning. The game favored the Astros toward the middle. It was 2-1 until the Marlins scored the tying run in the 7th inning, and then in the 9th, the Marlins put up 3 runs, which gave them a 3-run advantage, and they ended up walking down the bottom of the 9th and getting the win. Drew Steckenrider got the win. Josh James got the loss, and Brandon Kinsler now has 39 saves on the season. The Rangers and Angels played each other. This is an AL West matchup. Final score of this one 5-0. The Rangers got shut out. They also only put up 3 hits in this game compared to the Angels, who got 10 hits. Dylan Bundy got the win. Lance Lynn got the loss, and Hansel Robles is up to 42 saves now on the season. The Rockies and Mets played each other. 6-3 was the final score of this game. The Rockies ended up winning. The Rockies were scoring early. They got a run in the 2nd and a run in the 3rd. The Mets tied the game up in the 4th by scoring 2 runs, but then the Rockies started on a scoring spree. They got a run in the 6th, and then they put up 3 runs in the 7th inning. Those 3 runs were the final of their 6 total. The Mets scored 1 more time. They scored in the bottom of the 9th, but they fell short by 3. Dylan Cease got the win, his 4th of the year. Michael Wacha got the loss, and Wade Davis now has 35 saves on the year. Brewers and Pirates played each other. 10-8 was the final score of this game. The Brewers scored in just 2 innings in this one, but they were massive scoring innings. The Brewers got 4 runs in the 3rd, and then they put up 6 in the 6th inning. The Pirates put up a valiant effort as well. They had a hefty 7th inning where they scored 6 runs, totaling 8, but they fell short by 2. They couldn't come back. And the Pirates also out-hit the Brewers in this game 16-11. Alec Bettinger got the win. Mitch Keller got the loss, and Corey Knebel now has 17 saves on the season. The Phillies and Cardinals played each other. 9-3 was the final score of this one. The Cardinals ended up winning, largely in part to the fact that they scored 5 runs in the 4th. They also doubled the Phillies' hit total. The Cardinals had 14 hits. The Phillies had 7. John Gant got the win, and Vince Velasquez got the loss. And the Giants and Padres played each other. This is an NL West matchup. 7-2 was the final score of this game. The Padres also had hit the Giants 12-3. Drew Pomeranz got the win, and Sean Anderson got the loss. Let's take a look at standings now, starting in the American League East. The New York Yankees are 79-60. They still lead the division. They lost today, and they've lost 8 of their last 10 games. The Blue Jays are 78-64. They're 2.5 games back. They're getting closer, but they are running out of time. We are in September. Their division elimination number is now at 20. The Rays are 74 and 66, 5.5 games back of first place. They have a division elimination number of 18, and the Red Sox are 72 and 68, 7.5 games back of first place. They have a division elimination number of 16. 4 of the 5 American League East teams have over 70 wins to this point in the year. In the American League Central, the Twins, the first team to 90 wins, and they're now at 91. They're 91 and 50 overall. They've won 3 games in a row, and they still lead the division by a large margin. The Indians, the next best team in the Central, they're 78 and 62, 12.5 games back of first. They have a division elimination number of 10, and they're in the middle of a 3-game losing streak. And the White Sox have a 77 and 63 record. They have a division elimination number of 9. They're 13.5 games back of first, and they've lost 2 in a row. In the American League West, the Athletics still lead. They're 81 and 58, and they're on a 4-game losing streak right now. The Astros are 79 and 61. They're 2.5 games back. They have a division elimination number of 21. They could still legitimately win the AL West, though, but they've got to do it soon. The Angels are 66 and 75, 16 games back of first, and they have a division elimination number of 7. And the Rangers are 62 and 78, 19.5 games back of first, and they have a division elimination number of 4. Here are the wildcard standings in the American League. Right now, the Astros have the top wildcard spot. They're 79 and 61. A game back of them is the Indians. The Indians are 78 and 62. They've lost 3 games in a row. The Blue Jays won today. They've gained a game now in the wildcard standings. They're now a game back of the Indians. They're 78 and 64. The White Sox are 77 and 63, also a game back of the second wildcard spot, so the playoff race is coming down to a close finish here in 2020 in the American League. The Rays are 74 and 66. They still have a legitimate chance as well. They're 4 games back of the second wildcard spot. They have a playoff elimination number of 19 right now. The Red Sox are still lingering. They're 72 and 68. They're 6 games back of that second wildcard spot, but they haven't gotten hot enough on any given stretch to gain ground to the wildcard standings. They're still kind of lingering in the middle. They have a playoff elimination number of 17. Every other team in the American League has a winning percentage under 500 and is at least 12.5 games back of that second wildcard spot. The Angels have a playoff elimination number of 10, the Rangers 7, the Tigers 6, and the Mariners have a playoff elimination number of 2. In the National League East, the Braves 80 and 60. They lost today, but they still lead the division. The Marlins won, so the Marlins gained a game on the Braves. They're 79 and 62, a game and a half back of the Braves for first. Nationals also won today, so they gained a game. 78 and 63 is their record. They're 2.5 games back of first. The Phillies struggling now. They're 68 and 72, 12 games back of first place. They have a division elimination number of 11. And the Mets are 62 and 78, 18 games back of first. They have a division elimination number of 5. In the National League Central, the Cardinals 80 and 60. They still lead the division, and by a hefty margin. They've won 7 of their last 10 games. The Cubs have been cold recently. Right now they're in the middle of a 3-game losing streak, and they've lost 8 of their last 10. They're 9 games back at first with a 71 and 69 overall record, and they have a division elimination number of 14. And the Brewers are 65 and 75. They are 15 games back of first place. They have a division elimination number of 8. In the National League West, the Dodgers, 1 win away from 90. They won today. They're 89 and 52. The Padres are 77 and 63. They're 11.5 games back of first. They have a division elimination number of 11, and they're on a 7-game winning streak. And the Diamondbacks lost most recently. They're 73 and 67, 15.5 games back at first. They have a division elimination number of 7. Here are the wildcard standings in the National League. The Marlins have the top spot right now. They're 79 and 62, a game back of them. Their division opponent, the Nationals, who are 78 and 63. The Padres are a half game back of that second wildcard spot. Now, they've been hot recently. They've won 7 in a row and 8 of their last 10. The Diamondbacks, 73 and 67. They're 4.5 games back of that second wildcard spot. They lost most recently, though. The Cubs are in the middle of a 3-game losing streak, and they've lost 8 of their last 10, so they've fallen further down in these standings. 71 and 69 is their overall record. They're bordering a 500 winning percentage. They're 6.5 games back of that second wildcard spot. And the Phillies, who have been lingering, have been cold recently, more than hot. They've lost 6 of their last 10 games. They're 68 and 72, still below a 500 winning percentage. They're 9.5 games back of that second wildcard spot. They have a playoff elimination number of 13. Every other team in the National League has a winning percentage under 500 and is at least 12.5 games back of that second wildcard spot. The Brewers have a playoff elimination number of 10, the Rockies 6, the Mets 7, and the Reds on the brink of elimination from playoffs this season. Their elimination number is now at 1. And let's take a look at league leaders, starting with batting average leaders in the American League. JD Martinez has the highest at a 347, Miguel Cabrera the next highest at a 333, and Francisco Lindor third best with a 325. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. leads with a 344, Nolan Arenado behind him with a 337, and 10 points behind Arenado is Goldschmidt, who has a 327. Hits leaders in the American League, JD Martinez has the most, 196, Miguel Andujar the next most, 180, and Miguel Cabrera the third most at 177. In the National League, Jonathan Villar leads with 189, 9 behind him, Ronald Acuna Jr., who's at 180, and Nolan Arenado rounds up the top 3 with 175. At bat leaders in the American League, JD Martinez leads with 565, and in the National League, Jonathan Villar leads with 585. Doubles leaders in the American League, Anthony Rendon has the most, 46, 2 behind him, Jose Abreu, who has 44, and Miguel Andujar, third best, he has 40. In the National League, Jonathan Villar leads with 55, Christian Yelich, 15 behind him with 40, and Ronald Acuna Jr. rounds up the top 3, he has 39. Triples leaders in the American League, Adalberto Mondesi has the most, he has 8, Adam Eaton and Lourdes Gurriel Jr. tied with the second most, and they both have 7. In the National League, Jonathan Villar leads with 13, Victor Robles and Andrew McCutchen tied with the next most, they both have 8. Home run leaders in the American League, Justin Upton is still at the top of the AL. He has 46, 5 behind him, Yohan Moncada, who has 41, and Chris Davis, third best, he has 40. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. at 50 home runs, Paul Goldschmidt 6 behind him with 44, and Eugenio Suarez, third highest at 38. RBI leaders in the American League, Chris Davis leads with 111. Franmil Reyes, Nelson Cruz, and JD Martinez, they're all tied with the second most. They all have 105. In the National League, Paul Goldschmidt leads with 114, 10 behind him are Ronald Acuna Jr. and Eugenio Suarez. They both have 104. Run scored leaders in the American League, JD Martinez has the most, 104. And in the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. has the most, he has 112. Stolen base leaders in the American League, Malik Smith has the most with 36, Adalberto Mondesi the next most, he has 29, and Jose Altuve the third most, he has 27. In the National League, Starling Marte leads with 47, Trey Turner one behind him with 46, and Jonathan Villar rounds up the top 3, he has 39. Walks leaders in the American League, Shin-Soo Choo has the most, he has 81, and in the National League, Paul Goldschmidt has the most, he's at 99. On-base percentage leaders in the American League, JD Martinez has the highest of 414, 2 points behind him. Josh Donaldson, who has a 412, and slightly lower than Donaldson is Miguel Cabrera, who's third best. He also has a 412 OBP. In the National League, Paul Goldschmidt leads with a 438. Ronald Acuna Jr. 8 points behind him with a 426, and Christian Yelich rounds out the top 3. He has a 422. Slugging percentage leaders in the American League, Yohan Moncada back on top. He has a 639. Justin Upton, the next highest, he has a 632, and JD Martinez rounds up the top 3. He has a 616. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. leads the highest in Major League Baseball at a 728. Paul Goldschmidt, the next highest, at a 659, and Christian Yelich, the third highest, he has a 640. On-base percentage plus slugging percentage leaders in the American League, JD Martinez has the highest at 1.030, Yohan Moncada the next highest at a 1.023, and Justin Upton the third highest at a 1.019. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. leads with a 1.154, Paul Goldschmidt the next highest at a 1.098, and Christian Yelich the third highest at a 1.062. Moving on to pitcher leaderboards, starting with wins leaders in the American League, Lucas Giolito leads with 16, Hyunjin Ryu, one behind him with 15, Jordan Montgomery, Zach Greinke, Jose Barrios, and Jake Odorizzi, all tied with the third most. They all have 14. In the National League, Walker Buehler has 17. He's the leader. Steven Strasburg, 2 behind him with 15. Mike Fultonavich, Madison Bumgarner, Marcus Stroman, and Yu Darvish, all tied with the third most. They all have 13. Losses leaders in the American League, Sean Manaea has the least amount among pitchers that qualify. He has 3. And in the National League, Walker Buehler has the least amount among pitchers that qualify. He has 2. Saves leaders in the American League, Brad Hand and Hansel Robles, each tied with 42. They're tied for the top. And Liam Hendricks has the third most saves. He's at 41. In the National League, Kirby Yates leads. He has 47 saves now this year. Will Smith, 2 behind him with 45. Giovanni Gallegos and Kenley Jansen tied with the third most. They both have 44. ERA leaders in the American League, Kenta Maeda has the lowest at 2.49. Sean Manaea the next lowest at 2.83. And Hyunjin Ryu the third lowest at a 2.97. In the National League, Walker Buehler has the lowest at a 2.08. Marcus Stroman the next lowest at a 2.26. And Carlos Martinez the third lowest at a 2.46. Home runs allowed among American League pitchers, Kenta Maeda has the least amount among pitchers that qualify. He has 9. And in the National League, Carlos Martinez has the least amount among pitchers that qualify. He's allowed 11. Shutout leaders in the American League, Masahiro Tanaka has the most with 5, and Garrett Cole has the next most. He has 3. In the National League, Jacob deGrom leads with 5, and Zach Wheeler is the second best. He has 3. Strikeout leaders in the American League, Garrett Cole at the top with 227. Lucas Giolito, the next highest total at 210. And Jake Odorizzi rounds up the top 3. He has 193. And in the National League, Steven Strasburg has the highest. He's at 235. Jacob deGrom, the next highest, at 208. And Clayton Kershaw, third best with 207. Complete games thrown among American League pitchers, Masahiro Tanaka has the most. He has 5. Garrett Cole has the second most. He has 3. In the National League, Jacob deGrom's thrown 5 complete games. Zach Wheeler's thrown 4. Aaron Nola and Clayton Kershaw both tied with the third most complete games thrown this year. They both thrown 3. Innings pitched leaders in the American League, Hyunjin Ryu at 203 innings pitched. And in the National League, Clayton Kershaw not quite at 200 yet. He's 4 innings away from that, though. He's at 196 even right now. Walks allowed among American League pitchers. Jordan Zimmerman has the least amount among pitchers to qualify. He has 35. And in the National League, Brett Anderson has the least amount among pitchers to qualify. He has 36. Whip leaders in the American League, Sean Manaea has the lowest at a 104. Hyunjin Ryu the next lowest at a 108. And Masahiro Tanaka the third lowest at a 110. In the National League, Clayton Kershaw is the lowest at a 103. Pablo Lopez the next lowest at a 106. And Jacob deGrom the third lowest at a 108. Pitching war leaders in the American League, Jake Odorizzi and Masahiro Tanaka are close to each other, but Odorizzi slightly higher than Tanaka's. Odorizzi 1 on the list, Tanaka 2, and Kenta Maeda the third highest WAR among pitchers in the AL. He has a 4.1. In the National League, Jacob deGrom leads with a 4.6. Slightly lower than his is Clayton Kershaw, who's also at a 4.6. And Walker Buehler has the third highest WAR among pitchers in the NL. He has a 4.5. And batting war leaders in the American League, Yohan Moncada has the highest at an 8.3, the only one in the AL over 8. Alex Bregman the next highest at a 7.6, and Yasmani Grandal rounds out the top 3 with a 7.5. And in the National League, Marcus Semien above 9. Now he's at a 9.3 WAR on the year. Ronald Acuna Jr. bordering 9, but he's at an 8.9 right now. And Nolan Arenado, third best, he has an 8.4. These have been your game recaps, standing updates, and league leaders from Thursday, September the 3rd, 2020. I'm Nicholas Callis. You've been watching Major League Baseball's Virtual Network.